Hi, Nooksack Valley School District elementary families. My name's Katie Brown. I'm the principal of Nooksack Elementary School, and we wanted to provide you a short summary of our family meeting from Tuesday night for those who weren't able to attend the Zoom meeting or call and listen in. So hopefully this helps provide you with the same information. You can always contact any of the principals at any school with your personal questions. We had a meeting with all 3 elementary schools, so Everson, Nooksack, and Sumas. So feel free to reach out to Mr. DeVere for Everson, myself for Nooksack, and Ms. Vigary for Sumas. We hope during this time and throughout this year, we'll be communicating together as one team, one district. So we want to make sure families all receive the same information, and you can reach out to any of us at any time. So the agenda on Tuesday, the purpose was to share our plan for serving your kids this year at the elementary level and really to hear what questions you needed answered before September 8th. That's our new start date, will be Monday, September 8th for this school year. We'll review the 3 options, Nooksack or NV at school, NV at home, and NV online. Our first survey really told us which families wanted to return to face-to-face learning and which preferred more of a home model. Now we are all starting in remote learning on September 8th. So because of that situation, we're now going to ask families to register for starting school. Would you prefer NV at home or NV online? And then when we're allowed to reopen our schools for some small groups or face-to-face learning, we can transition at that time. So we ended the meeting with questions, and I'll share a few of those frequently asked questions that we heard at the end for all of you as well. So a quick review. NV at school is our in-person model. So when the health department determines that it's safe for us to start reopening our schools, this is what it generally would look like. We're thinking of typical school day hours, 4 days a week here at school and 1 day at home. And we'll be using Microsoft Teams as our learning platform all year, regardless of if we're in school or at home. And that will be across K-12. We will make sure that students are provided Chromebooks, students are provided training on Microsoft Teams, families are provided training on Microsoft Teams. And again, that start date will be determined by the health department, and we will follow their guidance. The role of the family is really what you're used to for at school. So regular attendance, 1 day a week will be at home, so we'll work together on that day, and then making sure we're staying connected with the teacher. So the second model is NV at home, and this is with Nooksack teachers and Nooksack curriculum, but learning at home presented online through Microsoft Teams. And then we'll have instructional videos that were created by Nooksack teachers. So all of our videos will be pre-recorded, and our teachers will be able to watch those videos with students together in more of a live setting. So for families that were really hoping for some more of that live instruction, we definitely can provide that. And we know that might not be possible for some families. So all of our videos will also be pre-recorded. You can access them at any time. We'll have a consistent weekly calendar and a schedule. So once we show you how Microsoft Teams work, our goal is that families would only have to open one platform, just Teams every day. You'd have a calendar with each day of the week, and anything you need for that day would be right there. So 1 click away, as few clicks as possible is our goal, and we heard that from you last spring loud and clear. Make this in one location, one thing, simple as possible. So we will provide that. We really want NV at home to be flexible for families. So that was a key question that we had was, is this going to be a 9 to 3 type regular school schedule, but just at home? And how are we going to do that? And are my students going to have to be in front of a screen for 6 hours? And no, there is no expectation that we will be having students in front of the screen from 9 to 3. I'll show you a quick example schedule in a minute on the next slide. But we want to really make this flexible for families. It needs to be. Every family has a different situation. We will definitely provide that structure with a schedule and all of the lessons and expectations, and the teacher will be available. And we know we'll need to make accommodations as well. So we also want to provide weekly one-to-one or small groups with the Nooksack teacher using Teams. So your student would be in a class list, just like you would be at school. You'd have a class, you'd have a teacher, and students would be able to get together online as a whole class in small groups, one-on-one, to be able to meet the needs of families. We'll provide Chromebooks for students and training for families. This will start on our start date, September 8th. And if you register for NV at home, that also means that if you would choose to come back to face-to-face learning, when we are allowed to do so, we can easily shift back into NV at school. The role of the family for NV at home is our attendance will be determined by student engagement and evidence of student learning, but again, in partnership with the family. So we hope to meet with each family before school starts, and we can create a plan together of what that will look like. We ask that you simply help your child follow the weekly schedule. We know that's going to look different if your child's in kindergarten or 5th grade, and we'll need children to be able to show their work, and so we can provide feedback. But again, that can be done a little differently than spring as well. We can use Microsoft Teams, and we can think really creatively about how to show your students' work. And again, staying connected with the teacher. So let me show you that quick example that I just mentioned of, what will a school day look like at home? Kind of give you a picture of what NV at home might look like. So on the left-hand side is just a draft schedule. This is just our some draft current thinking. It still might change a little bit, but really, if we're thinking of the day in blocks of time. So we'll have a reading type block, a writing, and a math. And during that block, there will be a video provided by a Nooksack teacher. And if your child, if a schedule works better for your family that is very structured, then we can provide specific times where your child could watch that video with the teacher possibly, and then that would be some screen time, but then we would be off the screen. Students can do some work on their own, and then maybe have some check-ins with some teachers, small group, one-on-one, and that would be for each of those blocks. We also on Friday would have more of a flexible day, and our PE, our music teachers are meeting right now, and they have so many amazing ideas to share with your students. And so we can also see PE and music incorporated throughout the week when needed, but then also maybe a day to focus more on some of those activities. Some science exploration, again, another day for family engagement, checking in with you as parents, with your children, and making sure everyone has what they need. And if you're looking for more of a flexible, more of a concrete schedule, we can provide that. And if your child is not able to be online when those lessons are provided, or maybe you need to check in, around 5 o'clock at night after work, we know that those things are going to be needed. So we will meet with you, and we will determine what your child's day is going to look like, what the week is going to look like, and develop a plan together. We really want this to be flexible. It needs to be flexible. This is a challenging time for everyone, and so we really want to work together as a community and come up with some really positive solutions for everyone. So the last option is NV Online, and this is working with Edgenuity. It's an organization that provides K-5 curriculum and instruction, and this is provided by Washington State teachers, so this is not Nooksack Valley teachers. It is a self-paced curriculum. Students are enrolled for either 4 core classes and 2 electives, or you can just do the 4 core classes. And a student would remain enrolled in Nooksack Valley School District, and we would have a staff person that would call and check in with you, regularly and make sure you have what you need. But it really is run by a separate organization, and it wouldn't be taught by Nooksack teachers, and it would not be Nooksack curriculum. Chromebooks definitely would still be provided, and there is training through Edgenuity starting September 8th. The one difference with NV Online is Edgenuity does ask that a family commits to a semester, so that would be through winter break. So if you were interested in having your child return to face-to-face learning here at school, when we're allowed to do that, that would need to wait until January. So it's a little less flexible in being able to go between home and school. So that would be important to consider. The role of the family with Edgenuity is attendance is also determined by student engagement and assignment completion. So you kind of get all of your assignments for the whole semester, and you can work through those, and they will check in and make sure that you're making the progress that you should be. Helping your child follow the lessons and staying connected with the Edgenuity staff and teachers. Okay, so hopefully that helped with a little summary of those 3 models. So here were a few of the frequently asked questions from the evening. I'll just try to answer them quickly. What's the school day going to look like starting on September 8th? That was a big question, and hopefully the presentation helped answer a little bit that for you. We can, with NB at Home, we can have a detailed schedule for you for starting on the 8th. We can also be flexible. So again, reach out to your building principal if you have some unique circumstances you'd like to talk through. Will we be able to get meals when we're at home? Yes. We definitely will have a meal service program, just like when we're in school. If you're on free or reduced lunch, it will be the same cost. If you would like to purchase lunches, we'll be able to do that as well, just like in school. The part that we're still working on is how will we get that food to the home or to school, and so we will definitely come out with more information about that. Is there help for low-income families who have no internet? We are also working on that, and I'm excited to say we were able to talk about PogoZone, Ziply, and Comcast. Some of their management is actually meeting currently to try to problem solve some of the areas that we have in the county that are either dead zones or have limited internet. So we have more people thinking about this in our community. We should have more information for you very soon. And sometimes that just takes a little bit of time for those companies to work through these challenging problems as well. But we know this is a priority and it's essential. I'm a single mom and my student will be in childcare. How will my child learn during the school day? And you're not alone, and this is why we need to be flexible. So I would suggest to reach out to your building principal and really talk about your unique situation. We've been able to problem solve with some families already with either their employer or with the childcare option, whether we could provide some learning options there. We also, if we need a little bit of a different plan where maybe your child won't be able to be online during some of those regular school day options, then we need to do something different, and we can. So reach out to us and talk to us about your family's situation. I'm going to need a lot of support from my kindergartner. When I try to do any schoolwork with him, he fights me like no other. What will support look like for him? And again, you're not alone. A lot of parents have said, you know, my child needs their teacher. I'm not their teacher and they don't want me to be, and we get that. So I think a big part of this is going to be how we set that tone at the beginning of the year. So meeting with your child's teacher personally, talking through with your student that they're the teacher, they're in charge, and I think a lot of the online videos, doing that with the teacher, small groups, one-on-ones, connections, that relationship between the teacher and the student is going to be really important, where the teacher is letting the student know as well that the family and the parent is coming along to help us. And in some cases, it can get really tricky and it can get really hard. And our students have various social and emotional needs and mental health needs. So we can also connect your student with the counselor, with the specialist. And as we move through the year, that might change. So again, communicate with us and we will do the best we can. Will we have packets again? We will not have learning packet pickup like we did last spring. Everything, like we said, this year will be on Teams. It'll be on that schedule and that calendar. You should find everything you need there. And we know we might need to be sending some materials or some books or some things home as well. So we'll find a way to do that, but it won't be a consistent packet pickup like last time. We also know that for some of our younger learners, we might need some activities that are definitely paper pencil and that sort of thing as well. So we will absolutely find a way to get that to you, but it won't be that every Thursday pickup like the spring. What about students in special education? Yes, this is a priority for us. We know there's a lot of concerns and questions about students who have IEPs. We are trying to get as much guidance as we possibly can from OSPI, our state, and we will meet with each family at the beginning of the year and make sure that we create a plan that works. And so for that piece, it's really individual. So we will connect with you on a personal basis. When will we know who our student's teacher is? We know that students are really excited about this part every summer, and every year we provide your class list the week before school starts. So your child will know their teacher, same time this year. We know it's hard to wait, but that's what we need to do each year. So the week before school. How do I get my child excited about the first day of school when it's at home with me? We love this question, and it really got our teachers and staff thinking as well of, at the end of the year last year we had parades and there was a big event to really, come together as a community and end the year. So we'd like to think of, let's do some creative things at the beginning of the year as well to start the year and that first day. And in addition to meeting with your child's teacher, how do we also really launch the year as a positive, community? So we're open to any ideas you have as well. Okay, hopefully that helped answer a few of your questions. Our next steps are you will get an email about registration next Tuesday, August 18th, and that registration will ask you how you would like to start the year. Would you choose NB at home or NB online to start? And it also might ask you a question about your internet connectivity, so we can also help know who doesn't have internet right now so we can solve that problem. We'll continue to communicate with you as best we can. Call or email your building principal anytime. We are here for you, and we have an amazing community, and we want to take on this big challenge in front of us with NB Pride. And we really appreciated all the families that were able to attend the meeting. Keep sharing with each other, keep problem solving with each other, with your neighbors, those who weren't able to attend the meeting. If you were, reach out to those who maybe weren't and keep having conversations and share your ideas with us as well. We know a lot of our families are coming up with some creative ideas, so please keep in touch, and thank you so much.